some of the biggest benefits that I've got from BBTRS, and especially the online training, is just a deeper understanding of the fundamentals of trauma and how it's stored in our body. And so I work with sound healing, and a lot of that has similar processes to this. And so it was really good for me personally to get a deeper understanding of what's actually happening in the body. I was also blown away by the resonance part of when you're trying to connect with your client and energetically connect, and was thinking, oh, maybe online, like, it's not going to be the same as being in person, but it almost makes you do it even harder because you have to make up for the fact that it's going through Zoom or whatever. And so it's like this hyper sensitivity to it, which then I've noticed being here at the in-person training has definitely helped. Also, I think how the online training has helped with the in-person training is with the vocal cues. Obviously in the in-person you've got the opportunity to do the body work and kind of there's more variables to it, but I felt, having done module 1 in the online course, it's like the vocal cues is kind of really all you've got. And so I definitely noticed the difference of transferring that. I felt more comfortable with the vocal cues in the in-person training. I kind of, when I was looking for a system or modality that really focused on removing trauma from the body, I did lots of research, and BBTRS by far stood out from the other courses just by the scope and depth of it. It really kind of gets into the nitty-gritty of so many aspects of it, and I think it was for not only to be a practitioner and share this modality and especially complement it with the sound, is for my own healing as well. And having done other types of breathwork in the past and kind of reaching ecstatic states but never really having an emotional release, but at the same time seeing other people have these releases and seeing the potential and seeing how powerful modality it was enough for me to jump in. And even with the module 1 in the online training, it was one of the breath sessions we were doing there was actually the first time that I'd had an emotional release with breathwork. And it was simply because it was kind of on the edge, it was almost there, and it was invitation by Gitan to place your hands anywhere you felt called to. And it was just that motion of putting it on my heart, boom, there's the release. And then that has just continued on in this in-person training, where my specific intention was to open up my heart, reconnect to my heart and my body. I've been very heady and lived most of my life in my head and quite disconnected from my body, so I wanted to re-establish that. And I think I was very disconnected from an aspect of myself, an aspect of my heart, and yeah, for sure I reconnected and found that part this week. I think for a few different variables, of course, this modality, the practices, the healings and the releases that I was having in the sessions, but combine that with the container that's created here, and just the layout, the format, the environment, and then just the incredibly beautiful human beings that are in this group. I've done a lot of retreats and workshops and courses over the last few years, and yeah, I would say this group that we had this week is by far up there. It's just every single person is just an incredibly beautiful human being, and that combined with everything else really allowed myself not to shy away and isolate myself, but to really kind of be my authentic self and really step into who I am, not trying to hide any aspect of myself because it's of a complete safe container. And then yeah, reconnecting to that piece of myself that I'd lost over the last couple of years. And so I mean extremely grateful for that, and about to start module 2 today and tomorrow. And so yeah, looking forward to just diving deeper with this modality and kind of deepening my understanding. And I guess that's the difference when you're doing the online course with the in-person. The in-person is very experiential learning, getting hands-on. It's so beautiful and powerful in its own way, but then it's the online training that really gives you the backbone for that, and like the theory and the understanding. And it might sound boring, but it really is the whole thing. And I think by doing it separately online and going through that stuff, that you don't have to bog down or waste time when you're in person. You can get in and just have the hands on and just be in the experience, so you're not sitting there getting a lecture of like, what is trauma? Because you've already